My name is Jeremy. I'm design system lead along with my colleagues Rosie and Carlos. I want to walk you through proposed product strategy for the year for design systems. So let's start with definition of a system. I like this definition I found online. It's a relationship of a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done within a framework, a mechanism, or interconnecting network. So with that frame, what is a design system? A design system is a systematic approach to product design and development. It offers user interface libraries, design guidelines, design principles, style guides, and coded components. All of these work together to produce a central source of truth to assist the crafting of a positive user experience in our digital user interfaces. So current state of affairs. This is where we are with no system today. Challenge one, excessive rework. So in the concept of dry in coding is do not repeat yourself. There's a lot of repetition in both domains of design and development. So this creates a culture of design and build on demand where teams are siloed and working independently on projects, and there's no shared practices or processes for design and development, which results in a lack of visual consistency in the product itself. So that impacts negatively on the customer experience of our digital products. And of course, without this documentation and standards, the scaling is a challenge. So scaling includes adding to the system, growing the system, adoption, even bug fixing the system. So to overcome these challenges, thousands of companies are investing in what they call design systems. A design system offers a library of visual UI kits, coded components, and shared practices, which are documented and released as code and design tools to serve the purpose of consistency and speed in digital product design and development. So building the system itself, we set out our purpose in our objectives and key results start of the year. Our objective is to create consistent digital experiences at speed. So we've identified 4 key results to help with this respect. The first one is to produce the UI kits. That's version 1, a solid version of the release of UI kits for that's user interface libraries for our designers. And the KR2 is to release the master visual specs. So it's a replication of what we released to designers, but it's specifically annotated for our engineers for that audience. Key result 3 is to reduce the interface design times. This is an important one, and we set down benchmarks already, which we've seen some positive results already, and I can show those on this call as well. Result 4 is to increase the usage of the system. So that's usage adoption across teams and products. So where do we go with this? We go with a visual and a content audit first, where we're looking at many aspects of the visual communication. Of course, all user interface is visual communication. So we're trying to identify what we call the design language. So we interrogate the site itself, look for inconsistencies, try and understand that language. We abstract it and we bake that language back in for our design team. So this is the abstraction of color and type. With this abstraction, then we can start to build out foundation libraries. So this is what you're looking at as a screenshot within Figma. This is our design software. And we released this last month to our designers. So now they have a central served versioned release of, in this case, tokens, which are the colors and type and icons. And we're exploring design as code. So this is injecting ourselves into the engineering space. So it's understanding that integration between design and development better. So what you see here is a flow from 1 to 4. 1 is the styles, the color swatches within our design tool. So 1 is design tool, to 4 is all the way over to code. So see in number 3, we have translated those colors, design as code. So now they're translated into JSON. And we translate it through the style dictionary for our developers. So in the next slide, you can see that full flow. So this is where Padu and Madhu will get really excited about. Our design software on the left-hand side, all the way to build on the right. So we're exporting our design language as JSON, translated through style dictionary to different formats for different frameworks. So opportunities. Well, it's the integration of teams is most important to us, right? It's the understanding how product and engineering can work better together. Design systems is the glue that combines the two. right? So we have the product design team build the parts, they design the parts, we combine, manage, and distribute the system parts, and the engineering team code and release the system parts. So it's understanding this relationship, and design systems are built to help improve that relationship, right, between product design and engineering. The e-commerce, this headless e-commerce is really exciting as well. That Pradu mentioned in the last town hall. It's the abstraction of that visual layer from the back-end business layer. And we can really inject ourselves, like the product design team, into that experience API level. So really excited about that. The benchmarks we set down. So we asked our design team to build this form you see here, without a design system and with a design system. So they built this form out in their design tool. We set down some rules. They couldn't reference any libraries at all. And it took on average 41 minutes to build this form. So then we created the system. We released it within their design tool, asked them to switch it on and do the same task. So they did it in 8 minutes this time. So with the system, it was 400 times faster. So that was a complex task. We said, okay, well, can it affect minimal tasks? So same again, we asked them to build this component. It's a review star. Very quick to do this for a designer. They did it in 3 minutes. Can a design system influence this? They did it in half a minute. So with the system available to them, it was 6.5 times faster. Roadmap for the system itself. So to understand the roadmap, we kind of need to understand where we are right now on the maturity model. This is a design system maturity scale. We hope to get to, 4, 5, 6. That's the idea, where you're scaled or optimized. Right now, we're in this nascent stage where we're planning and establishing. And we have a roadmap built out for the year ahead. So we work in sprints like our engineering partners do. We have a release every month, and we're adding new components to every release. So you can see here, we start in March, we released the icons and colors libraries to our designers. So the visual library here, what you see here, this affects the product designers immediately. So this is what's available to them. You'll see the documentation we still have to work out with our content designer, and the coded library. This is the big missing part of the puzzle for us. We need to employ an engineer to assist with that. So you can see we're working through August, right up to our first, everything's in beta up until the first release in December. But the designers are getting the benefit of the system every month. It's just once you release the product, then you're into bug fixing as well. So as well as building it, we'll be fixing it. So these are all beta releases. And the idea is to have all bugs fixed as well for the first release. To understand the kind of maintenance of the system as well, I've established this 12-pillar idea. As well as just building the system and maintain, like fixing bugs, you have to keep your eye on these 12 pots for the true health of the system, especially if you look at the maintenance section. This is maintaining good, healthy partnerships, understanding the performance of the design system. There's lots of metrics that measure that within the tool and outside the tool. And of course, the promotion of the system, we can set up competitions to name the system, and even releases. So get excitement around email distribution, every release we have, the kind of thing. Next steps for us in design systems really is to bring in an engineer. So the front-end engineer is that glue that's going to really connect product design and engineering. And the front-end engineer will be the champion and the expert in the engineering space that'll bring product and design closer together. So that's the presentation. Any questions on what you've seen?